I can also share the house. So I can't draw for shit, I think is the technical term. And I spent some time with Grant, and I drew a little blacksmith standing outside a house. Shall we share that with him, Grant?
Yeah, you're quite welcome to.
Yeah, Grant wouldn't, because if he drew on
Very
it,
glad about it.
he'd be really embarrassed. But this was an hour or so of working with Grant, maybe a bit longer. I'll show you from like I literally before this could only draw like the house that is a square that has a little path leading up to it. So I'll share you that, and you can see how far I came in an hour or two, 1-to-1 with Grant. I just wanted to check he actually knew what he was doing. It seems that he does. I'll post that in the chat in 2 seconds. It's just a little dude, blacksmith, standing outside a place from somebody who can't really draw, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, I suppose it's worth saying that we were studying different techniques and different mediums as well. So it's although it was an hour, there was a lot of chatting and so forth around it as well. But
yeah, an hour of actual drawing.
It's better than I remember, actually, Ben.
What's that? What's that, Grant?
It's better than I remember.
Is it? Did you
it's
remember?
Slightly better than I remember.
It was. So
Rick
yeah, I'm
wasn't
just
impressed.
Ben's blacksmith pasting in AMA live channel now. So when you can see that, once it loads up, I'll just talk you through the kind of the struggles and where I started. There's a lot in there. I'll talk you through that drawing actually a little bit, because from a complete beginner perspective, there's a lot to think about that I'd never even considered, and it'll give you an idea of what will be in the first couple of hours of the course. So let's give it a minute to upload. Grant, let me know when you can see it in the AMA live channel, and I'll.
Yep. It's there for me. I can see it. Yep.
Can you guys in AMA live channel, can you just give some sort of thumbs up or other reaction on it? I just want to see like a bunch of reactions firing to the Ben's blacksmith. I want to make sure you actually can see it, because for me it's just two little kind of spinny blue dots. Okay, you can see it. So let's click into it, everybody, and have a quick look. So okay, it's a sketchy kind of drawing of a fat blacksmith outside a building, but there's a bit more to it than that. So one of the first things I learnt with Grant here was size. So stroke firstly, actually, just drawing straight lines and reasonable looking curves. Bit tricky. So we load of time just on getting the stroke right. And then there's the concept of things like desaturation into the distance. So subtle things like the further away something is from you, the less saturated the color looks. It looks washed out because the atmosphere makes it look washed out. So that's one of the ways to create some sense of depth that I would have never thought of. And then the tree on the right-hand side, some specific ideas about how to just make the tree. Little suggestive features here and there, little tufts. The bricks, look at the house at the bottom level. There are just a few bricks. Now, I'd have never thought of doing that, because I would be drawing, as soon as I committed to one brick, I would be drawing all the bricks. But then that not only takes forever, but it will probably end up looking rubbish. So Grant's suggestion was, hey, just draw the odd 3 bricks here and there. And then, of course, I'd draw bricks that are the size of somebody's head. And then, no, smaller, brick-sized bricks, Ben. And so on. And then we have to think about the lines. So the lines are thicker under the wooden beams, because that's where the shadow's being cast, and so on. Until eventually we got something that is not great by any stretch of the imagination, but is a lot better than I would have been able to do without the guidance. Shading. The sun is implied to be in the top left of the image. So the blacksmith is casting a bit of a shadow. The house is casting a bit of a shadow. The proportions. How tall is somebody compared, or a barrel compared to the height of a room, etc. What other sort of things did we put in here, Grant?
Very slight perspective. You can see the pathway sort of vanishing into the distance. So there is a perspective line there, and that's 1 point perspective, which we sort of talked about a bit. And the size of the trees as they get smaller as they go into the distance.
Yeah. So from literally not being able to draw anything but that classic kiddie house that you draw, at best kind of a square with a pitched roof and then like a little whatever, that silly kids drawing is about as good as I could do. A couple of hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours of actual practice. I'm now confident to recreate something like that. It takes me longer than I would hope it would take. It would take me a while, but you should be to be there very, very quickly in the first couple of sections, and then onwards and upwards from there. So anyway, that was me working out what it's like to struggle to be a beginner.